Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to give you a field report for my Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. It takes place where Earth 616 is connected by portals to Earth 1. So it has all of Marvel's heroes and villains and all of DC's heroes and villains. And today we're going to be continuing the story of Thor and Felix the Cat and their adventures on Earth 1. So at this point, Felix the Cat has created a new Mjolnir. He has copied Thor's Mjolnir, and that is now lost on Earth 1. And Thor doesn't know where it is, doesn't know who's holding it, and Felix the Cat doesn't know where it is and doesn't know who's holding it. But both of them at this point know that when Felix the Cat pulled a new Mjolnir out of his magical bag, creating the new Mjolnir, that Scarlet Witch, Thor's teammate from the Avengers, took that opportunity to cast a spell on that new Mjolnir, right? So at this point, Thor comes back to Felix the Cat and is about to have a conversation with Felix the Cat about this Mjolnir that he's creating, right? Because, first of all, and I asked, the brave player who's playing Thor, what does Thor feel about this? And he's like, he's shocked. He can't even believe it's been done. He doesn't think that Scarlet Witch has the power to create a new Mjolnir, right? Or that Felix has the power to create a new Mjolnir, or that that Scarlet Witch would have the ability to affect it in any meaningful way, right? So I appreciated his honesty there, and he was doing a fantastic job of playing Thor. And at this point, so this story thread, this adventure thread, has now been introduced by the epic player, not me, right? Like, I had no intentions of there being a new Mjolnir created on Earth 1. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so, incredibly thankful to the legacy of Gary Gygax for creating, the ability in Dungeons & Dragons to create these incredible moments, right, of shock. And this is why I truly believe that Dungeons & Dragons tell stories that are just like, you don't find them anywhere else, right? You can't find them in film, you can't find them in novels, because no other story you don't find them with plays, you certainly don't find them with video games, the worst of all narrative methods, right? But you do find this in Gary Gygax's new narrative method for humanity, where the experiencer is equally involved and has equal stakes in the story as the primary creator, right? And truly, Gary Gygax's legacy is transformative in human narrative, right? And this is one of the times where I've seen this clearest in Dungeons & Dragons, right? Okay, so let's keep moving here. All right, so you have this moment happen, right? And at this point, Thor comes over and looks down at Felix the Cat and is about to say words, and Batgirl comes up, and Batgirl says, "Hey," it says, "Hello, Felix the Cat. I am Batgirl," right? And she says, "It's so great to see you here. I know you came from your own world to Earth 616, and then came from that world to this world. And when you came here, you brought thousands of fugitives from Namor's attack on the west coast of America on Earth 616. You're truly a hero, and I'm so glad you're here." And then Batgirl says, hello, my name is Batgirl, and you are, sir?" And she doesn't know Thor, right? And Thor says, "I'm Thor," right? And she's like, "It's great to meet you, Thor," right? And she says, and then she gets down on one knee and puts her hand on Felix's shoulder, and she says, "Felix, I've come here to ask you a question. And she says, if you have a friend and you know you could do something that would help everyone around your friend and would help the whole society around your friend, but would upset your friend, would you do that thing?" And Felix thinks, and the epic player, and by the way, I'm not saying it when I'm doing, I'm not giving the voice, but this epic player really does the voice and demeanor and has a really powerful understanding of Felix the Cat. And so I'm going to tell you what he said, but he said it in Felix's voice. And it was really a treat to see him run this character. It's really awesome. And so Felix the Cat thinks, and he says, "Yes, I would do it," right? He says, your friend should understand, and if you have an ability to help many people, but to do something that would upset one friend, you should do it, right? And she says, thank you. I'm so glad you feel that way. And she says, listen, I want to take everyone in Arkham Asylum, all the villains, the Rogues Gallery, Batman's Rogues Gallery that are in Arkham Asylum, and I want to move them to Magneto's Asteroid M on Earth 616. So I want to move every villain in Arkham Asylum off of Earth 1 and put them in a new prison on Earth 616. And I think this will help Batman tremendously. I think this will help these villains tremendously. And I actually even think it will help Earth 616, because I think without the presence of Batman, some of these geniuses that fight Batman could be recuperated. There's a word for it, but I'm not thinking of it right now. Could be recuperated and could become actually heroes on Earth 616. So this would help everybody. And she says, and Felix and Thor. Actually, she says it to Felix. She's like, Felix, will you help me with this? And again, Epic Player thinks, and he says, I will help you do this, right? And commits to her to help her move all the Rogues Gallery from, and she says, to be clear, we're going to move Killer Croc, Clayface, Scarecrow, Joker, Harley Quinn, Penguin, Man-Bat, Mr. Freeze, from Arkham Asylum all the way to Asteroid M. You're willing to help me with that? He said, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be difficult. I'm going to help you. And so Felix the Cat commits right then and there to helping Batgirl move every Arkham Asylum villain to Magneto's now abandoned Asteroid M on Earth 616. And Thor goes, blink, 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 what? And that's where I'm going to end this section of the incredible Thor Felix the Cat story. Thank you for letting me share this field report with you. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.